So this is github.com. The moment you come, it's a simple sign-on. You can do it. Once you come, you can create a new repository. Yesterday, I showed you how to do the setup in a local system. Now, why I'm showing this GitHub? As a developer, we should know what is the GitHub, what is the development environment, what is the pull, push, all these mechanisms. So if I want to create a new repository, say, why I want to create a new repository? I have taken some name, say like, Python, Jan 2024. It's a very simple thing to understand. I created. So if I want to create any description, I can add. Should I make it public or private? So for time being, let's say I'm making public. So then anyone can access it. But if I make it like a private, then only specific people can access. Then I need to give the access to the specific people. Okay, for a couple of moments, I will make it public so that everyone can see. Slowly, I will make it change. Then in terms of the README file, we will add. What is this README file means? The moment anyone come to your repository, so they need to know what is this project doing, how to start, any kind of setup needed, what environment variables, all those things you will write. And lastly, the git ignore file. Git ignore file means every project, when you are working based on the language, certain files will be automatically generated. So those files you don't want to push. So those kind of things we can write in the git ignore. So if I write like Python specific files which were created, which should not be present, all of them will be true. And in terms of license, do you want to add any license or you don't want add any license? So each license has its own way, but assume that I don't want to add any license. I want to make it free. So fine. Then I created this branch. So now a new GitHub repository was created. So did you see that two files were created? One is the git ignore and readme. In readme, nothing is there, but just our project name. But in the git ignore, if you can see, so there were a list of files which should be ignored. But did we create all these files? No. In the process of working, sometimes we will create. So it know the best practices across the Python projects that it placed it. Okay. Now how to start working? If you want to work, so there is some concept called as code space. Now first I create a code repository, then I need to create a code space. For code space to create, we should have a repository. So that's why I created a repository. Now I came here. Now it is asking to select a repository. I have something selecting. So it is saying like, it will be paid for this person. So by default, you need to understand that code spaces are free for some duration. Beyond that, if you want, you need to make payment. Next, which branch I want to create? What is this concept of branching? I will slowly tell you. Just imagine like, if someone want to write onto the same book, multiple people are writing onto the same book, then what you will do? You will take only one page and write and then try to attach to that book. Just imagine like that. Branches means in the repository, each one will work on a different versions. But just imagine for the original copy, if you want to add some things, you want to check each of the page, what you have changed and everything, right? So that is what this GitHub doing. Everyone will work on a separate work and we finally combine that. That is called as pull request, merging and all. I will slowly introduce. And it is saying like which region. So it is near to me, that's why I wrote it. And this is like how many cores, the minimum I am taking, because we don't do very much computationally thing. Now I create a code space. So it's like a Docker container it will create and it will be deployed and Kubernetes environment will be up. So this is all managed in the backend. So you need not worry about what is Docker, Kubernetes and others. Did you see any Docker containers or anything? No. This is all managed in the backend. The moment you come, so everything is ready for you. And did you see it's a Linux environment? It's not a Windows. So that's why we should space all Linux commands now. So I have my GitHub repository and I'm working. Now say that daily it is not a good practice to work on the master branch. Every day, whatever I work, I should work on that day's branch and then merge. So I'm coming back to the GitHub. I'm coming back to my repository. Under the repository, by default, we have main or master. Now we need to create a new branch. How do you create a new branch? There are multiple ways. Either here you can create a new branch and you can jump to that, or within your code also you can create a new branch. So Git, by default you type Git in Linux, it will be there. In Windows, we need to install specifically. It's a very simple thing. So Git for Windows, if you type, you can get for the Windows and you can download. It's a typical installation. And once you have installed in the terminal, you can type Git and you can get all these commands. Now, Git is a very interesting thing. There were a lot of commands. You cannot learn everything in one shot. So first Git. So you see version. It is the version it is saying which was installed for me. Then Git, I am saying like branch. What are the branches which were there here? As of now, we are doing freshly. Only one branch will be there. What are is that? Main branch. Now Git status I am doing means what is the current status of this project? Did you make any new changes or anything? No. So now if I need to create a new branch, Git checkout, say this is class 01. So yesterday is 00. I would call today is 01. Class 01. If I say, just I wrote like class 01. So it is saying like, hey, we cannot check out, means I cannot go to the branch because locally it is not there. For the first time, if the locally a branch is not there, we need to do -b. Then it will switch to that branch. Now I am telling git branch again. You remember earlier I did a git, I got main only. If I do a git branch now did you see that there are two branches? I'm clearing the screen again and I'm asking. Now, did you see that there were two branches in this repository right now? And it is doing a start to this one, means telling that this is the active branch. So now in the repository, still we have only one branch. If you reload also, it will not create the new branch here. Because locally, if you do something, it will not go to the GitHub repository. Only when you do push, that's where this new branch will go there. I am just introducing these new concepts to you. So in terms of the GitHub, so I will write some things here. So Git version we did to check the version. So then we did like Git branch. So to get the list of branches in local. So we do like a Git branch. That's what we have seen. So this is like to get the Git installed version. So we have gone for this one. Then we have sent like, to get the current status of the active branch, Git status. You remember earlier when it did Git status, it said that I am in main, that's it. But if I do Git status now, did you see what it's saying? Hey, you are on branch class 01 and you have one modified file. So it is saying modified or a new file. I didn't create a new file. I just modified the existing file, right? So it is saying like, hey, in the README, you have updated it. So now what it is saying, no changes to add to be committed. Just imagine like this, okay? You are going to a seashore, you are getting some sand, and you are making some kind of, like in a bag, and then you will carry to somewhere else, right? So in the same fashion, you made some changes. First, we need to pack them, and then we need to pass. So how do you pack them means like, for creating like a pack, first we need to take that sand and place in a plastic bag, right? So to add the changes, add changes. So we need to do like a git add particular file name, so and so. Whatever the file name you have, we need to do. File name is not a command, but just I'm telling. In this case, I have changed only this file. Then what I do? Git add readme.dmd. Because I'm in the same directory, I can do directly. Now, if I do again the git status command, compared to the previous, did you notice now? Earlier when it did git status, it is saying one modified file, but nothing to commit. But now what it is saying, hey, changes to be committed means we are placing in a plastic bag now. Now we need to package that bag and then carry. How do you package means that is called as commit. To commit the changes. So whatever you have added, it will be there in the packet. Now we should say git commit -m. We should say like commit message. So in the thing, what I need to write is like git commit -m. What is the commit message? Added git. Oh, so I think like I made some more changes, right? If you say git status, just now I added this change. Now, did you see? After you have committed, placed into the packet, still there were new changes because I recently added this line, right? That's why it is showing in green color that, hey, these were the new changes which were not added to committed. So then I do what? Git add readme. Now, if I say again a git status, did you observe that? This time, all the changes were ready to commit. There were nothing to be outside, right? Everything was changes to be committed like that. Now, I will follow the same message here. What I did? Git commit -m added git commit, git commands. Added git commands. Now, will it go directly to the repository if I refresh? No. You created a packet. Now we need to transport this packet, right? Means giving to a courier service or something. So for that, there is a concept called as git push, where you want to push to your repository. If I do like a just git push, so it will not go. If I say git push, it is saying that, hey, fatal means there is an issue. I don't know where to push. If you want to push explicitly, you can say git push origin, that particular thing. You should pass to your branch, not to another branch, right? If I do git push origin class 1. So this is where you commit these changes. So to push the changes, git push origin branch name, or you can do the set stream such that automatically it will go. So why is there this concept called as origin? Just for now, think like that. I will tell afterwards. If I do like a git push origin class 1, these changes will go. What it is saying? Hey, your packet was delivered successfully. Now come to your branch. Did you see automatically? Class 1, another branch was created. Did you see? Now it is saying that, hey, you got a new things 18 seconds ago. Do you want to merge these changes? Now, if I do this one, you will understand that. What is saying that? Just imagine you have one book and your friend has created another changes. He replaced a separate book of changes. Now we need to compare both the books, try to understand which lines they changed in each page, and make only those changes updated to the original book. In the same fashion, you have your main branch. Did you see the direction? From this class 1, do you want to merge these changes to the main branch? Yes. For merging, you directly don't merge. There is a process. Why? Because just imagine in your team there are 5 members. Everyone is working on different things, and everyone want to merge their changes to the original project. If someone is doing some mistake, if they merge it, automatically entire project will be problem, right? To avoid that safely, we create a concept called as pull request. Pull request, generally in GitHub or Bitbucket, it is called as pull request. In GitLab, it is called as uh, change request or push request or something. Some different name is there. Pull, you are requesting them to pull. Whom? The main branch to pull your changes. And you write some comment and any details. So if you want to write details, like you can specify added all the, so git commands needed, all the basic GitHub commands needed for daily course, daily work. Okay. So if I create a pull request, now a request will happen. So now if you see again the main code, there are two branches, your main branch and the class 1. Did you see in main branch there is nothing changes, not done. But if you go to the class 1 branch, did you see your changes were there? What are the version you added, everything? So this is called as a readme file. Whatever you wrote in the syntax, see? So this is a different kind of file. It's not like a typical text file. It has a predefined format. If I give in a spacing, did you see? I did a space, I give like a white space and all these things. That's why it is showing like this for you. Ordinary lines, we are starting, it's like a text file. But this kind of thing is doing, right? This is called as a readme file. But coming, now changes were not merged automatically. As I told you, the pull request is there that need to be approved. In real time, what happens? In your team, there will be some people. So you will ask everyone to give a pull request. So here there is no ecosystem, but generally in the pull request, we can mention to whom to review. So in Bitbucket and others, you can. And there were some rules. I will tell about these rules afterwards, but it has done. So, and if you see the changes, you see, if you click on that commit, you can see what changes were made. Means this red color things were removed and blue color things were added. So these were the new changes which were added now. Now, if I wish that everything is good, then I can merge it. So if I say merge request, so confirm merge, it will merge it. So now again, if I go back to the code, did you see that in the main branch also, you got the changes? And at the same time, in the class 1 branch also, your changes will be there. So I am not closing those branches. So daily we do the same thing in such a way that you can see what is the code that you have written or we have discussed on the particular day in that specific branches. And overall code, if you want to see, that's where we have the main branch. And also, when you are merging, did you see that initially when I did the initial commit, this was added, but readme was now modified, right? Now, did you see this is the commit message? So what is the latest commit message which is on that particular file? Everything you will see when it were merged, everything. Slowly, I will help you to understand all these processes one after the other. And by the way, now coming back. So the last 2 minutes here is that again I do git status. During the merging, I have added one more change. So this change was not committed yet because after committing during the push stage, I added this line. That's why this change didn't go. Now, how to add this again? Same process. So git add. So readme. See, there are like multiple ways to add. You can do a dot or a star, but I don't want you to use them. You should do explicitly such that you will know either a file or a folder. You can do like this. If I do like a add again, now if I do git status, so it is saying git status. On which branch I am? Class 1. Now again I want to commit it. So what is the process? Can you all repeat? So first, so we have did like a status, then we added the files, then we need to commit git commit -m added push message, added git commands for push. That's it, right? If I do like this now, it created like a package as I told you. Now if I say there is nothing to commit, working tree is clean, means packaging was done. Now will it changes go automatically? No. Again we need to do the git push. So git push origin class 01. If I do now, this packet was gone. Now, if you see now, again, if I reload, changes were there. See, in the main branch, did the git push came? No. So if you go for the class 1, did you see your changes were there? Yes. See, added git push command. So just now you added. Means there is a small change. As for the first time you created a new branch and did, it automatically popped up that to create a pull request. But now it is not popping up. But what it is saying, hey, you are one ahead behind of your main branch. Means you have something more compared to your main branch. Now, this is another way of giving a pull request. Go here and you create like a new pull request. So from whom you want to give to pull request to whom? From your class 1, you want to give a pull request to main. Now it will show the comparison, what was done. So this line was removed and these changes were done, right? Apart from this. So now, are you okay with these changes? As I did in only one file, it showed only one. If there are multiple, it will show everything. Now, after confirming as a developer, I give a pull request. I saw like added git command for push. If I want to add further more description, I can tell. If not, I can give a pull request. So one commit I did. So you can verify back what changes you are committing. So you can see only these changes you did. Now I did a pull, I can merge it. Generally, in this particular project, only I am there, but in reality, not like that. Others will review and approve and merge it. As I am only one person, I can just open this one and I can see and merge. During this merge, there are multiple options. If I tell right now, it will be a too much of a thing. But as of now, you can simply think, merge the pull request. Slowly in other time, I will tell. and it is seeing and it is asking to confirm the merge. So I am confirming the merge. I confirmed. Now, if you come back, did you see in the main branch also these changes were there? Even in the class 1 branch also the changes were there. So this is what happened.